Hi, and welcome to RickSwanRacing. Today I'm going to do something a little bit different. As people have noticed following my channel, that I've covered a lot of different types of racing. I've done sim racing, I've talked about real motorsports, some of my project cars, and lately I've gotten into doing and getting back into RC racing. And now's the right time of the year to do a lot of this stuff. It's summer here in Vermont, so I'm outside a lot more. I got the itch to go back to RC racing a little bit based upon some videos that I had seen online of people doing stage rally or point-to-point rally with RC cars. I grew up racing RC cars. I raced RC cars for years, off-road buggies and some track stuff. Up here in the Northeast, a big thing was oval racing, like the NASCAR style stuff, which was fun, but it really wasn't my jam. For me, rally and trucks and stuff like that was where most of the fun was for me. But up here, rally really didn't take a lot of traction. And now more recently, I see online and social media that the RC rally community is like really taken off, and there's a lot of really cool new projects and products out there. So I decided to dig out my 30-year-old HPI RS4, dig it out, try to repair some stuff, reverse engineer some stuff, and 3D print it because you just can't get parts for it anymore. And I decided to create my own track. And as I've been posting videos of this little project I got going on, people have been asking to see some images of my track that I've created here at the house. So I said, sure, what the hell? I'll get my face in front of the camera. I'll go out in the yard and try to show some people kind of what I've created. And I'm going to give you a rundown of one lap of RickSwanRacing track, I guess is what we'll call it. So for the high level view of this track, this is a space next to the house that was left over kind of after some home construction that's mostly complete, as you can see on the side. Very sandy and an area that really struggled to grow some grass. So hey, why not? Let's dig it up and make a track out of it. The entire track, it's not terribly long, but my goal was to not turn it into like a rallycross track, but rather to make it more like a practice stage rally track with some technical turns, some elevation changes, and some tricky features. Coming up at the top of the track, there's about, from top to bottom, it's probably about a 5-foot elevation difference. Up at the top, we have a hairpin, if I can get the camera to aim, and then it drops down into what is the rest of the course. With a crossover area, so you can kind of mix and match it up. Like I said, the soil is somewhat sandy with a little bit of just topsoil mixed in, so if it's wet, it tends to pack up the tires, especially if you're like me and you're running 30-year-old HPI pins with half the tread missing. But I'm going to do one full lap and kind of explain on the ground level what the track looks like to the car. Okay, this is a lap of the track in a counterclockwise direction. We have 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, we start at the top of the hill. We go down the hill into a 2 right. Caution, because this is off camber, so the car tends to want to slide out going down the hill, into an immediate hairpin left. Again, somewhat off camber, still going down. So kink left, into an immediate hairpin right, followed by an immediate hairpin left, sandy and slippery. We hit the transition area where you can either go to the left and redo a loop or switch directions, but we're going to kink to the right again at intersection. There's a small straight with a slight left into, I guess, what would probably be a 2 left decreasing into a 90 left, followed by an immediate hairpin right, followed by an almost immediate hairpin left. This is actually quite a bit off camber, so it tends to kick out. There's a short straight, hard to see, but there's a dip with a jump. You got to be careful not to get too much speed up here because it's a slippery landing zone into an immediate left and then an immediate right, and then followed by an almost immediate left hairpin back to the transition zone where you can either switch directions or redo a loop. But we're going to continue with our sweeping radius here to the right, with a 2 left, and then it begins the uphill track with a kink, and then a caution, or I guess you might call it a double caution as we go under the fern. Double caution, there's 2 stumps. You got to split the difference, go between them, left and then right, and then up the hill. All in all, it's about a 5-foot elevation change up into the hairpin left at the top of the hill where the start finish is. And that completes 1 lap of the track. Well, if you made it this far, thanks for watching the video and sharing in my journey of building a backyard practice track, you know, in the heat of summer, Vermont, doing it 90 degrees out, digging up the yard and trying to not get murdered by your wife for digging up the yard. I survived, and I think I've got a pretty cool little track that I'm hoping to be able to use for a little bit of practice, have a little bit of fun, and maybe with a little bit of time, you know, next summer or later this fall, I'll be able to attend some events as I see them becoming more and more popular up and down the East Coast. And maybe with a little bit of luck, I can inspire some events to come a little bit closer to home here, you know, in amongst my other projects, you know. And Vermont is very much a rally mecca for the Northeast with Toyota here and Vermont sports cars. So it's a pretty cool place to be rallying anyways. But again, I thank everybody for watching the video and hope you enjoyed it. And again, please hit the like, please subscribe, and hope to see you around.